Alec, welcome back to Survivor China.
All right, well here we are.
Damn!
Here we are again. Are we? Damn! Here we got our boy Chicken get voted out. This is some of the least. By the way, this is some of the least notes I've taken. Sorry, I accidentally dripped like water on my notes, so it's kind of all spotted everywhere. But
That would have been
this is some of
good.
the least notes I've taken in a while. It was kind of hard to feel like I could take notes just because. The cast is interesting. As you know, as we discussed during that, except for Chicken, who is just out there being a weirdo.
Yeah, that would have been good if you held up your notes. It's like I didn't take as much notes last time, and the one page is just a whole cock.
Yeah, it's just a drawing of chicken.
Of a cock. That's the cock that I meant.
Of a cock, yeah, cock and
just like some people they draw some people they draw cocks in their notebooks. I draw a full portrait of chicken.
What is this
from Survivor?
Was this a super bad reference?
Oh yeah, it was that was me growing up. It was just in class.
You just drawing cocks?
Drawing chicken. Dicks? The first Buddhist Survivor China.
You're just drawing. Oh, you were compelled to draw chickens. Okay.
Yeah.
So you must have
everything looked like chicken from Survivor China. Everything everywhere I looked. Someone would say, "Damn," and I had to start drawing.
Damn.
Well, that was the premiere. Yeah, we had chicken voted out.
Jeez, what a weirdo.
One of the worst.
What an odd.
Survivor
I was gonna say what an odd duck, but really what an odd chicken.
That's right.
What an odd fellow he really was.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
All right. Let's just get into it. All right. If you're new to the channel,
I mean, there's not really a whole lot else to recap. Yeah. I don't know. It's not. Yeah.
I mean, we're just getting things started. If you're new to the channel, feel free to go back if you want to start the season with us. Last week we started, but we also have a playlist of hundreds of Survivor videos we've done, as I've been taking Alec through Survivor chronologically from the beginning. All right.
Yep. From the beginning. Well, and we have from the beginning to a degree.
Yeah, we have reviews for the first 4 seasons, and then we did reactions and reviews every episode since. So.
Yep.
Absolutely.
But no, chronologically, sworn to secrecy. I have no idea what's going to happen this season or any other future season. So
that's the beauty of it. That's the beauty of it.
And
as always, you can click the link in the description to see the highlights of our reaction together, and come back afterwards for a little discussion, okay?
Ashley's out.
Ashley's been voted out. Episode 2, what do you think?
This is a real flat line of a season so far. I'll give you that. So I mean, there's so like there's elements of it that they're introducing that I really like. I really have been enjoying the some of the stuff that's going on Fei Long is more interesting to me than anything that's happening at Jianhu. But we're spending so much more time with Jianhu.
Jean Robert.
Jean Robert is not who.
Yeah, it's kind of like a buzzkill over that tribe right now.
Yeah, it's just like because like Dave is just like miserable. He's a terrible leader. He's a terrible deal. He's a terrible leader. You see, Dave. He's directing everyone. He's like, we're gonna build a fire. We're gonna build a fire. You can't build a fire. Can't build a fireplace.
There's no fun moments. No fun moments over there whatsoever. It's just we come over there and we're in for misery.
It is pretty much every time.
It's kind of like the tribe in Pearl Islands, the Andrew Savage's tribe.
The Sad Sack tribe. Yeah, it was like every time we go over here, it's like depressing.
There's been a couple seasons, where it's kind of like that. Even like, I mean, to the most extreme extent, you have Stephanie and Bobby John on Oolong, where it's just misery after misery.
I think the bright shining spots of this episode were the wrinkle element of Jamie getting like kidnapped by the other tribe. That was fun. There's some interesting ideas that she had. She was like, I'm gonna tell. Who was it that she told again?
Leslie.
Leslie. That was the name. I wrote the wrong name down. I was gonna be like, that's not the right name. Yeah, so she gave it to Leslie, and I guess the idea there was give it to the weakest member, because if they can get it, then you keep the tribe weak because she's got immunity and she sticks around longer.
Mm-hmm.
So,
That's the
this
better
is
logic as you can think of. I think it's about as good
I
as it
guess
gets.
at this point in the game, this early, that's the only thing that really makes sense. I guess.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you could try to make like a deal of some kind
Yeah.
with somebody over in the other tribe to think like super long term, but
Yeah, it's like get someone who's you think is well positioned to
yeah.
potentially meet up with them later.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so
So
then Leslie couldn't quite figure it out, I guess.
yeah.
The clues. So she was like, I'm gonna tell
So
Todd.
the camera seems to indicate exactly where it is.
Mhm.
Like
It says it's in plain sight,
so
so
so everything with that was interesting. I also the bright spots. Both challenges were great. They were just fun to watch, energetic. The freaking mud ball game they were playing was just like
so physical.
some of the it's extremely physical. Some of the most physical we've seen. Probably not the most physical, but close to it. I mean, they were like tearing each other's clothes off basically. So it was
Yeah.
like yeah, it was
And
wild.
it's like next time on Survivor, and it's like it gets even more physical or something, you know? It's
Yeah, I
like
was like, geez, man, let's keep it up. I guess
hardcore.
let's just make it more crazy. Yeah, it almost looked like one point that like Dave was like trying to drown one of the other people, like
Oh,
get Dave like
Dave.
through. Yeah, Dave throwing Courtney down or something to try to drown her. I don't know. But also looked like somebody was trying to bite someone else. I don't think they did, but just the camera angle made it look like that.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, no, it was fun. That was the both challenges were really enjoyable to watch. Yeah, it's never fun to watch like somebody that is kind of being a tyrant for kind of no reason, and just getting his way
Get his way.
constantly.
It's
It
tough, and
seems to
he's got a
happen.
smug face
Seems to
on.
happen. Yeah, it seems to happen a lot in Survivor, where the guy you kind of don't like kind of gets his way.
Yeah.
Like he's just like, I'm gonna spend all this time and build a fireplace, and then the camp gets flooded. He's like, look, I made the right idea. Instead of giving food to everybody, my fireplace stayed. It's like, okay. But yeah.
Yeah. This is the reverse of in All Stars, where Rupert's like, "Let's build this thing underground,"
Yeah.
and Cherry's like, "No, that doesn't make any sense." And then next thing you know, they come and judge their shelter, and he's like, "What the heck? This thing's underground." He's like, "I don't know. I was wrong on that one. Sorry."
It's just
Thank you.
there's just something really funny about them, the judges coming along and being like, "What the heck? This thing's underground. What are you doing?" And then just like sheepishly looking from the side. I just had like, well, we watched it, but it was still just like playing back in my mind. It was just a mental image of just like everyone being really sad while they're like, "What the heck? This thing's underground. What do you do that for?"
They said it just like that too. Exact words.
What the heck? This thing's underground. Oh man, that just hit me for some reason. But yeah, it was kind of the opposite. Because they were racing the shelter up, and I guess they can still salvage most of it. But yeah, their whole camp got flooded. It looked pretty bad. They showed a dead frog for like a good 5 seconds of
Not
film
cool, bro.
that they spent on that.
Not cool.
It was kind of gross. I don't like that.
It went too far with that.
Look, even the frogs are drowning. Even the frogs are drowning here. That's how much rain there
The
was.
Plague of Frogs, maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
So that's
But
Leslie.
yeah, Leslie, who she's just nothing but, I don't know if it's like prompting from the producers or what, but like literally everything that comes out of that lady's mouth is just religious talk. And hey, look, I'm a religious person. That's okay, I guess. But like, it just feels like very put on. Like I'm just like,
Well, she's a Christian
compensating for
radio
something,
host as
lady.
well, so
maybe that's why. I feel like maybe she feels like she would be doing a disservice if she didn't, because this might be how she talks on the radio. So maybe she feels like she would be disingenuous if she didn't talk like that all the time.
Hmm.
Um,
But
but she was talking about like,
she did talk about Todd. Like she wants to. She's like, I
yeah,
trust Todd, and then we immediately see Todd say like, oh yeah, well if she goes, then I'm the only one who knows. That's cool.
yeah. I was like, cool. I don't know why she trusted me. So
Yeah, I
Todd is
never
like,
would have told anyone.
I'm a devious little demon. I don't know why she trusted me. Which I thought was a little kind of funny.
And
It's like,
Amanda was
oh,
like, oh, we're gonna be allies and whatnot. Till the end, they made
yeah,
this alliance.
yeah. So that was the other thing. So yeah, Amanda, Todd, and Aaron kind of ally together. So like there's more interesting dynamics and stuff going on there. JR is like screwing, he's kind of screwing off, but he says that that's actually part of a plan to like kind of position himself as like a lazy kind of guy, not working super hard, but he wants to actually like sort of
Yeah,
reverse the opinions
yeah.
on him. Like he's playing like a weird sort of like mind game on them, which I guess is kind of like goes with his
Poker.
poker thing. He's
He's a bad boy
trying to make
poker. He
them,
says he's one of the bad
yeah,
boys of poker.
yeah, yeah. I don't really know what that means, but
But Aaron's straight up like, yeah, we don't like each other, and John Roberto's like, no, that's not
yeah,
true. He's like, oh, so I don't like you and you like me. Yeah, that's it.
yeah, that's about it. Yeah. John DeBeer's like, no, I don't not like you. Yeah, so
But yeah, that's
yeah,
it's
I
true
don't know.
because we've
They're more
had
interesting.
yeah, there's a lot more intrigue on that tribe. The other tribe, we haven't had any like strategic semblance of anything strategic yet. It's all been like Dave, Dave versus the world.
Dave
It's like
versus the
just
world.
working. I
Well,
mean, Sharia even said like, I haven't had any fun here yet.
yeah,
I don't know
yeah. Sure,
half of these
sure. He's like,
people.
I don't even know. Yeah, I loved her. She was like, yeah, I know like some of them, but like don't even think of like, I don't know the last name of those other three. I don't even know
Because they
anything
don't
about
sit
them.
down. They just walk back and
Yeah,
forth
they're
with
just always
firewood and
working.
shit. That's all we talk about. Is
Haven't-
what's next to do.
So that to me is like, yeah, I mean that should be like the first thing you try to do is you try
It's
to
a
like sit
morale
down and like
killer.
kind
Yeah.
of, yeah, because if you just work, I mean, it's like I don't know these people from Adam. It's like how am I supposed to know? Like how am I supposed to ally myself with anyone if I don't really know you very
Yeah.
well at all? So you gotta break bread with people. Like that's a huge part I think of early Survivor is that you really got to sit down, have a meal with people. That's really you can't underplay it. Yes, there's always work to be done, but you can't undervalue having a meal with people. It's such an important thing for getting to know people and
Hmm.
just like I mean, I think there's a reason, right? I think there's a reason why like dinner and or lunch dates are like really popular for like a first date. Like you go out to dinner or you go to lunch
Yeah.
with somebody. It's like some people will downplay that and say, no, go do an activity or something. It's like, yeah, those are fine too, but I think there's something that's very like animals don't eat. Yeah, I mean they'll like eat together, but there's not like it doesn't feel like a community aspect. Like there's always an animal that's like one of the if they're in packs, there's one that's kind of watching everything while the others are eating, and then they'll take turns at that. But they're not like sitting down together and talking and eating. It's just they are functioning. That's eating grouped together. We have to do this to survive. But
Yeah.
human beings just like it's a thing. It's a common recurrence for all of our recorded history. Is there's something very like primally important in how we connect with each other by eating together. So
Hmm.
don't disvalue that, especially in Survivor. You can't disvalue that.
Yeah, those early connections are important, not only for the morale of the tribe to just be happier in general and
Yeah,
like each other more, but also we've seen in other seasons where it's like in the late game as well, it's like you're less inclined to side with your team if you're like you don't really care about them. It's like I feel like we even saw that
yeah,
in Fiji where James is like, oh, the first chance I get, I'm gonna flip on them because they're just like not welcoming to me at all.
right.
Like that's even just the minor politicking is very important to if you want to keep some sense of unity pre-merge and then going into the merge. It's like
Mm.
it's pretty big. And you get these
Very much so.
workhorse tribes, and they're just like miserable the whole time, and there's a reason for it.
Yeah, I know. Andrew Savage, you're just miserable constantly. That poor guy in his awful tribe.
They were also like,
Uh,
I don't know. Well, they were losing a lot, which contributed to it as well.
yeah.
This we haven't seen. We've
Yep.
only seen a couple episodes, so we don't really know fully. But
Right.
it's funny how
unfortunate vibes are similar there.
Yeah,
Oh.
it's funny how even Aaron, when they were kidnapping Jamie, they were like, "We're gonna take her because she's like a ray of sunshine over there." So we just want them to be even more miserable, you know.
Yeah, that's what he said. It was like
She's the only person we've ever seen
So that's
smile over there, so we're just gonna take her.
yeah, that's kind of depressing to think about. She does seem like a ball of sunshine. I actually really, she's kind of a
Good
little
vibes.
cutie. Yeah.
Good vibes.
Well, then like freaking Dave seemed like she splashed her with mud on purpose. Maybe he might not have
No, on
been.
purpose.
That was kind of a.
Dave wouldn't do something like that.
But he's just kind of like, oops, and he like splashed her with mud.
You know what's interesting? We didn't hear. I don't think we heard a single word from James this episode. Mr. I bury people.
No. No, I don't think he said a single word.
He has such a big presence in the first episode, and then it's just not a single word.
Yeah.
I can't even think of
No,
one.
not a word, but he was very important in both challenges, though. Like he was like the guy that scored the last point. He's a beast. I mean, just look at that man's body.
You
Holy
do
crap!
physicality. There's like no reason they should ever lose. Like any of these.
No.
You know, just brute force everybody.
Extremely built, yeah. So
we'll see if
no way.
If he has to bury someone in the next episode.
He was the one who's probably burying people when they were playing that game.
Yeah.
For crying out loud. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, still early going still. But man, just so much time on this tribe that's such kind of a downer, and it's always a bummer when that has to happen.
You hate to see it.
Yeah, but I like this sort of like planting seeds sort of for like immunity. I like that kind of almost a little subterfuge, a little bit of deviousness. I kind of like that. Like you as the person who's been kidnapped are providing that team with someone on that team with a clue. It's just a fun twist on the kind of the formula. So
yeah, I like anything that encourages more socializing or like strategic involvement with other people rather than like you get a thing that gives you a thing. Like you just get you get sent to Exile Island, you get a clue so you can go find it.
Right.
I like at least like they modified it a little bit in Fiji to where you got to get it back at camp, so they kind of encouraged you to get someone like how Yaman and Earl work together with it. But we keep doing more and more, like a little bit more of this. You can have make some connections out of it.
Yeah, like I said, I mean, there's all because Jamie played it in a way that's totally valid. Like I feel like I probably would have gone in a different way, different tack probably with it to think about the long game. Like think about somebody who I might want on my side, to be or maybe not even necessarily that, but like somebody that I know has power, so that will be able to like know that they can trust me when we merge. You know.
Yeah.
Or in return, if there's somebody that we bring, if it's a strong person that we bring over from their tribe, then maybe if this same sort of thing happens to us, then they'll think about giving me the clue first. You know, that kind of thing too.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, for sure. All right, so who would you give your MVP for the episode?
That's tough. I think you can give it to Jamie.
Okay.
Because of the kind of, we got the more, again, the sort of the almost just as happenstance, but I like that. I don't know. It's an interesting. I like the decision she made. It's an interesting. I feel like, again, it's not what I would have done, so that makes it a little bit more interesting in terms of seeing how this is going to play out. And now this is already having a ripple effect because Leslie went and told Todd, who's the biggest gamer on that tribe, probably. So he's just like in on it. He's a gamer alert. Yeah. No, but he's in the Survivor headspace all the time. So yeah,
All
we'll
right.
see.
We shall see. Come back next week for another episode of Survivor China. All right. In the meantime, if you enjoyed this video, why don't you go check out our... Well, we mentioned Survivor Pearl Islands, so why don't you go watch the episode. I don't remember what exactly which episode, but the episode that Andrew Savage got voted out. And his past came back to haunt him.
In a
major way.
Guy jerks. His past came back to haunt him.
Alright, so thank you for watching. If you enjoyed, subscribe to the channel, like the video, and leave a comment. And if you do, we'll be sure to read it in the next episode of the Tarqaron podcast. Unless there's some element I think it would be better to save for the season review. We always do at the end of each season. I might do something like that as well. All right.
Okay, cool.
Thank you and Godspeed.